ESG is out of its teens and is growing beautifully. Let me explain why I say that. ESG, which is Environmental, Social and Governance framework, was first heard about in 2004 when a group of 23 financial institutions, on invitation of then UN Secretary General Mr. Kofi Annan, came together to talk about how to make financial markets more sustainable. After a series of deliberations, they were pretty convinced that the companies that managed well in their processes environmental, social and governance aspects were more likely to create better value for their shareholders and also for the society in which they operated. It was almost 20 years back, and that's why I say ESG is out of its teens and is growing beautifully because it was conceived as a concept within the financial sector. However, today it has spread all across the world. Is out of its teens and is growing beautifully because it was conceived as a concept within the financial sector. However, today it has spread all across the world in almost all sectors of the industry and also of the non-profit sector. Thank you. Starting financial year 2022-23, SEBI, the capital markets regulator, Securities and Exchange Board of India, has made it mandatory for top 1,000 listed companies in terms of market capitalization to make a compulsory report and kind of integrated report on business responsibility and social responsibility, which is mandatory, and hence it would be a major change for India also, as it was voluntary earlier for top 100 countries. So the optimism is that in coming times, Indian companies would work out products and solutions that are not only business-wise valuable, but also for environmental and social aspects. But are Indian companies ready for this mandatory reporting? If we look at Deloitte India's report on preparedness, they did a survey on preparedness, and the report that came out of it, it is not all hunky-dory. While 88% of the companies believe that the sustainability factors would impact their ESG factors would impact their businesses, but only around 27% of them are ready to be compliant, are prepared to be compliant with these ESG reporting framework. So it's a long journey. However, it will be the first year, and I'm sure, like in the case of CSR law, it took companies some time to be really compliant. This would also happen here. So ESG has grown beautifully and also grown beautifully in India and holds lots of optimism in coming times. What does this rapid growth of ESG mean for the non-profit sector? Well, the non-profit sector has always been a proponent of measuring SROI, social return on investment, and not just plain ROI, return on investment. So it's kind of inclined to measuring the social impact. So things are coming home for the non-profit sector. At the same time, the non-profit sector it's an opportunity that it needs to kind of harmonize or mainstream the climate action into its programming. So a huge opportunity. So I feel that the non-profit sector and for-profit sectors are converging with the concept of ESG. Thank you.